studying at Edge Hill University for international students. So let's get to it. So we're going to talk about key facts about the university, an introduction to the local area, key courses, our entry requirements, fees and scholarships, key contacts as well, and then show you lots of pictures as well about the university and the facilities and things. So where is Edge Hill? So Edge Hill is in the northwest of England. And if you're looking at the map there, you can see it's kind of in the middle of the UK. So at the top of the UK, you've got Scotland. London's right down there at the bottom. Over in the west of the UK is Wales, and the island is Ireland. And we're just in that top corner of England, just above Wales in the northwest. We're not too far from the sea. And the closest cities are Liverpool and Manchester. So it's only 25 minutes from Liverpool and 40 minutes from Manchester. 25 minutes by car, that is, from Liverpool. It's actually only about 15 minutes on the train. The closest airport, there is an airport at Liverpool, but the international airport really is Manchester. And we're only about 2.5 hours from London on the train. So the UK, in comparison to a lot of countries in Asia, is not as big. So it is easy to get around. And it also wouldn't take that long to get up to Scotland as well and sort of have a look around there. The university is next to a historic market town called Ormskirk, and I'll introduce Ormskirk in just a little bit. So the basic facts about the university: it was founded in 1885. It's a campus-based university, so everything that you need, both for study and life in the UK, is available on campus. We've got about 15,000 students. The majority of those students are at undergraduate level, but the postgraduate sort of side of things is growing. There's 3 faculties. All of the accommodation is on campus. And you'll see from the pictures that there's a mix of both the kind of traditional British architecture with lots of modern buildings as well, because we're always developing the university and adding to it. You may not have heard of Edge Hill before, but within the next few years, you are definitely going to, because we keep getting some really important awards and accolades. We were named the Modern University of the Year for 2022 by the Times Higher and Sunday Times Good University Guide, which is really important. So that's because of our quality of teaching, facilities, and our courses are they consider what's needed by employers. So very high employability as well. And then we've also been ranked as one of the top 1,000 universities in the world by the Times Higher Education in the world rankings. And we've been included in the Times Higher Education Young University rankings, so for newer universities. And we're in the 201 to 250 band in there. We're a TEF Gold university, so that's a UK measure of how good the teaching is. There's 3 bands: gold, silver, bronze. Gold is obviously the best, and so that shows sort of how good our teaching is, the quality of the teaching. So there's some pictures here for you of the campus. We've got a really nice campus with lots of landscaped gardens. So the top left picture there is the Catalyst, which is our library. So this is a really great student center. There's a Catalyst help desk, which has our student support. So students can go in there and ask any questions that they need about life at Edge Hill. And then on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th floors, there are study spaces and the library with all of the books and sort of computer access and things as well. There is place to self-study there. too, some quiet pods, and also you can get a coffee downstairs, and it's a good place to meet other students as well. So that's the Catalyst. On the right there, that's actually one of the two small lakes that are on campus, and you can see some of the accommodation buildings. So the accommodation buildings are very, very close to the classrooms, but they're also kind of in these nice garden spaces. So there's a really relaxed, nice atmosphere around the campus. And at the top of that picture there as well, you can see the sports center. Bottom left is an outside view of the Catalyst. So you can see how big that building is, how big the library is. And then bottom right is the tech hub. So this is where all of the kind of computer science degrees take place. And again, that's just a shot to show you how there's this mix of very traditional buildings, then very modern buildings, and everything is in this kind of beautiful garden campus. We win lots of awards for this. We've had the Green Flag Award for green spaces. So it's a really nice place to kind of live and study. I'm going to show, hopefully this will open. Okay, Yoko, if this video doesn't show now, please let me know. It should work. So this is playing off YouTube. There's no sound here, so I'm just going to talk over it. This is an aerial view of the campus, so you can see the traditional buildings there. There's one of the lakes and the Faculty of Education. So there's lots of ducks and rabbits and things on campus all the time. That's the Catalyst Library building. You can see there, you can see there's a roof garden as well, where it's really nice in the summer to go and sit, meet with friends up there, and enjoy the good weather when it is here in the summer. Accommodation buildings there around the second lake, and you can see the beach. We have a very small beach for students to sit in the sun and kind of sit back and read a book or something. And yeah, and the main building again there. So you can see that mix of different types of buildings. You can see how beautiful the campus is. Let's just go back. Right. Okay, so hopefully you can see this slide again now. So that, like I said, Edge Hill is based in the northwest of England, and lots of students, when they think about going to the UK, they think about London, which is obvious. It's the most famous city, but the northwest has some really great places as well. And it's also a really important part of British culture. So the top left picture there is a city in the northwest of England called Blackpool, which is very famous for, one, it's on the beach, but two, it's got a very big theme park there. So this is about 40 minutes away from Edge Hill, and it's a really great place to visit, very popular with tourists. On the right is a football ground. This is Manchester, I think. Obviously, football and English or British culture are tied very closely. And we've got some very famous teams in the Northwest. So you've got Manchester United, you've got Liverpool Football Club, you've got Everton, also based in Liverpool, and you've got Manchester City, as well as lots of smaller teams. So anybody that likes football or sport, the northwest of England is really the place to go, because there's so much of it in the culture here. Bottom left is a picture that you would see if you went to Liverpool. So this is a statue of the Beatles. So for music fans, the northwest is very good as well. There's a long history in both Liverpool, Manchester, and the surrounding areas of different bands. So you've got the Beatles, the most famous, then obviously from Manchester, the Stone Roses, Oasis, and there's lots and lots of, after COVID, there's lots of gigs and clubs that you can go to as well. So if you're interested in music, the Northwest is great too. And for shopping, it's also fantastic. So the bottom right picture is actually my hometown, that's Chester. Chester's about an hour away from Edge Hill, and you can get there on the train very easily. Historic city, lots of great shopping, lovely place in the summer to go and have a walk around. But there's other shopping areas as well. Obviously, the big city centres have all got shops. Ormskirk itself has lots of shops as well. And there is the Trafford Centre near Manchester Airport, which is a big kind of shopping mall. So the Northwest is great, really, for everything from just being able to go around and see different cities, for sport, for music, and for shopping. So when you think of the UK, think of the Northwest first, I think. So a little bit about Ormskirk. So this is the town that Edge Hill is closest to. It's about 5 minutes walk from the campus into Ormskirk town centre. A large student population because of the university. It's quite an old town, so it dates back to the 12th century. It's a very traditional British market town. So every Thursday and Sunday, the centre of Ormskirk has a big market, and there's lots of food stalls, clothing stalls, lots of traditional things are sold there. There's lovely parks, bars and restaurants, and a Harry Potter cafe. And it's a really good place to be. It's famous for gingerbread biscuits, which are a type of biscuit with a ginger flavouring to it. So worth trying when you come. And Liverpool, as I said, it's the closest city to Edge Hill. It should be a 25-minute car journey, about 15, maybe 20 minutes on the train. Very culturally diverse. Liverpool has one of the biggest and oldest Chinatowns in Europe. So in terms of being able to buy Asian food and ingredients, you can get good Japanese ingredients in those stores as well. Shopping, sports culture, music culture, football, and the airport in Liverpool does allow for international flights, mainly to Europe. So easy to get around if you did want to go and visit another European country whilst you're living in the UK. Within 2 hours of Edge Hill, there's a lot of natural beauty as well. So a couple of pictures for you here. Top left is the Lake District. This is Windermere. This is I think it's within an hour of Edge Hill, and it's a really beautiful natural area with lots of lakes. We call it the Lake District. Very famous with tourists. You can go and take a boat around the lake. There are some museums for famous things in the area around the lake. Lots of nice restaurants as well, and lots of British people go on holiday there, particularly in the summer, obviously. On the right is a shot of some of the parks that we have in all of the towns and cities in the UK. So lots of lovely green spaces. Bottom left there is a place called Tatton Park. Tatton Park is a famous stately home. It's like a kind of a mansion, a Victorian mansion. There's lots of red deer in the grounds just walking around, and you can see them quite easily. There's also one of the UK's oldest Japanese gardens there as well. So a really beautiful place to have a walk around. The bottom right picture is from Snowdonia in Wales. So Wales is just over an hour and a half from Edge Hill in the car, and I mean, you can see there the amazing scenery. So if anybody was interested in getting out and hiking and kind of being in nature, Edge Hill is very close to all of these types of things. So as well as those cities, you've got all of the nature as well. Back onto campus, we've got some fantastic sports facilities. Our sports centre was built a few years ago, so everything's very modern, the latest equipment, and it's a really great place to exercise and maybe take up a sport if you're interested in that. We are part of the British Universities and Colleges Sports League, So for any student that's interested in doing a sport or competing, we've got a great range of things. So top left picture there, we've got the Edge Hill rugby team playing. We've got the football team, top right. There's an American football team as well, the Edge Hill Vikings. There's cricket on campus too, basketball, netball, hockey. There is, I think, a jiu-jitsu club as well. There's all sorts of different sports that are available to students to join in and compete. So that's great. And if you are, if you're interested in sport as a hobby or just keeping fit, there's lots of options to you as well when you come to Edge Hill. So let's talk about courses a little bit. We run all sorts of courses. We have an international foundation program and pre-sessional English course to help students enter the university if they need it. We run degrees at undergraduate and postgraduate level. We have PhDs as well. We do study abroad, semester study abroad and full year study abroad. We have English language courses for groups in the summer and also in the winter. We do bespoke teacher education and training courses, and we run the Trinity Cert TESOL as well for people that want to learn to teach English. You can see the courses that are sort of most well known and also the ones that international students typically apply to. They're highlighted there. So courses in business, accountancy and finance are popular. Computing, in particular, the masters in data science is very popular with international students. Psychology, sport and physical activity, teacher training, and the MA TESOL is one of our most popular courses as well for international students. But we've got a wide range of different courses available at the university. Our language centre, which is where I work, is great for supporting students, British Council accredited, and a member of various associations. We run English classes during term time as well to support students. So there's support available to help you with your English if you need it, as well as the foundation program and the pre-sessional courses too. Studying at Edge Hill is done through lectures, through seminars, through group work, all the types of things that you would expect. You will do guided research and do your own primary research as part of your degree course. And assessments are varied. It could be essays, portfolios. There are exams and presentations as well, lots of coursework. So that's how you would study. In terms of the entry requirements, this is the general entry requirements, but I'll show you the requirements for Japan there. So you can see the academic requirements for undergraduate entry. We do require your students to do an international foundation program, which we have, or come to us with a recognized program. For postgraduate, you can see there, those are the requirements. So it does vary in our admissions. We review this on a case-by-case basis, but typically it's 65% for most courses requiring a 2-2 and 70% for most courses requiring a 2-1 degree in the UK. In terms of English language requirements for getting to the university, we have the International Foundation Programme, which is designed to help students improve their English or knowledge of academic study areas. So that's the lowest entry point, which is IELTS, equivalent to IELTS 5 with no element below 4. Typically, undergraduate courses are IELTS 6 with no element below 5.5, and postgraduate courses are 6.5 with no element below 6. For research degrees, so for PhDs and things, a 7 is required. Now, I mentioned IELTS there, but we do accept lots of other English language tests as well, including Pearson, TOEFL. So there are a few different options there for students meeting their English requirements. Accommodation. So accommodation, as I said, is all on campus. It's guaranteed for your time of study for international students. There are meal packages available. We've won awards for the best value accommodation in the UK in 2019 and 2018. And it's every summer, the accommodation is kind of refurbished and painted. So it's always fresh looking. It's always really new and very nice. Food on campus. So there's hot food served around different areas of the campus. So we've got a few restaurants. We've got the Sages restaurant, which is in the hub. We've got the Red Bar. We've got a vegetarian restaurant called Roots. And then there's a few other catering places as well. So there's a few places to get coffees on campus, different cafes, and you can get cake and things there as well. Coffee bar in the sports centre, in the library. But because we're so close to Ormskirk, it's really easy to go into the town centre and be able to do all of your shopping in the supermarkets. And again, being so close to Liverpool, when you do want to go and have some Japanese food or some Asian food, easy to get into Liverpool and find whatever you want there as well. So food, very accessible from the campus. There's also lots of societies for students to join. So we have a students' union, which arranges these groups to meet and to get together, do different things. So those might be sports like football or swimming. There is an international society, Disney Society, Murder Mystery Society, all sorts of different hobbies and things that you're interested in. We also recently, some of our British students have started a Japanese society. So they're really keen on learning Japanese. And we've just hired a Japanese tutor, and we're going to start delivering Japanese language lessons to British students. And they're really excited to welcome more Japanese students to the campus. So there will be opportunities for you to maybe meet and have a language exchange as well through the language center, through our conversation club, where you can share some of your Japanese and also get contact with native English speakers and improve your language skills that way. So we're going to see, I think, over the next few years, more and more Japanese culture and language on campus as well, which is great. The international office does support students before you arrive and after you arrive, obviously. And that can be everything from course inquiries to help processing your application. We can be a point of contact for things like visas and immigration support. And we also put on events that will help you meet other international students and other British students as well. So we do free airport pickup. We have a drop-in service where you can just turn up to our offices and talk to us about any issues that you might have. There's monthly activities, the tours, which I'm going to talk about in a second, and a careers session as well. So the trips and social events, just a couple of them here as an example. So a guided tour of Ormskirk to show you around the town, show you what's going on. A tour of Liverpool, so go to the nearest big city and we'll show you around. We've done trips to places like York, which is a famous city on the other side of the UK, on the east of the UK. We take students to Cheshire Oaks, which is not far from where I live, actually. And it's a big shopping centre. So great if you want to go and get some bargains there. We take students into Wales, so Conwy. And you can see there, this is a picture of one of our current international students next to the smallest house in Great Britain. So that is actually somebody's house, and it is very small. the Lake District as well, Chester, those places I mentioned earlier on, you would get taken around to those places. So lots of trips and social events. In terms of fees, I've put the fees there in yen as well, so you can get an idea of the fees at undergraduate, postgraduate, for the foundation program, for MBA programs as well. We have lots of scholarships at the university. There is one for the International Foundation Program, which is for 50% of the foundation program tuition fees. So this is to encourage, we've only got one place for this at the moment, but it's to encourage students from Japan to think about applying to Edge Hill. And if they need that foundation year, they could apply for the 50% scholarship. And that would allow students to, it might make finances a little bit easier for coming to study at Edge Hill. We do have a Japanese student on campus at the moment through a partnership that we have with a Japanese university, and it's Saki Hirano. And I talked to Saki recently. She's on a study abroad program, and she's studying English literature. And she really likes the campus environment. She's made lots of friends. I think most of the times that I've seen her around the campus, she's with a friend that she's made from America who actually speaks Japanese. So so she's that's her experience. She has been going to the Chinatown in Liverpool to buy Asian food, where get ingredients so that she can cook some Japanese food, and she feels that learning English is much easier and faster when you're in an immersed environment. And I would agree that that's definitely the case. Previously, before I worked at Edge Hill, I lived in China, and I learned to speak Chinese while I was there, and I noticed that my language developed really well while I was living abroad. And I'm sure you would have the same experience if you came to the UK. You will get immersed in the English language and be able to really make a lot of progress there too. Okay, we have virtual open days. You can see the link at the bottom there. I'm not sure of the dates, but you will be able to find them on there, the next one, and you can meet tutors and kind of have a look around the campus. So that's a really good way of engaging. We also have lots of social media networks, and I would encourage everybody to go to the YouTube channel and have a look at the campus tour. One of our UK students takes you around the campus and shows all of the great things that we've got, more about the kind of facilities for learning as well. Our Instagram page is great because you'll see lots of pictures of the campus. Right now, we upload every day, and the Language Center Twitter feed as well is a good one for the kind of updates on things like the Japanese Society. So those are all key points. If you want to get in touch with me, I will put my email in the chat, but you can also get in contact with me through Yoko as well. And yes, let's see if there's any questions.
Thank you for your presentation. はい、皆さん、大学についてのプレゼンテーションいかがだったでしょうか。何か今のプレゼンテーションを聞いて質問がある方は、画面上の Q&A ボックスに記入していただけると非常に嬉しいです。こちらの大学ですね、オームスカークと聞いて、どこかなって思った方の方が多いんじゃないかなと思うんですけれども、今のプレゼンテーションを聞いて、ここにあるんだというふうに分かっていただけると非常に嬉しいです。本当にこの大学、そうですね、本当にいいとこ取りの大学なんですよね。その大学のキャンパス自体は、そのオームスカークという伝統的なイギリスの街にあるんですけれども、それで、大学のすぐ近くで伝統的なマーケットがあったり、昔からあるような可愛いカフェとかレストランとかが並んでいるようなストリートがあって、もちろん生活に必要なものはキャンパスのすぐそこですぐに揃うような 便利な立地にあるんですけれども、大学自体もですね、1万人ぐらいの大学なので、全ての、今写真でたくさん見ていただいた通り、施設がすごく整っているんですけれども、やっぱりアットホームさがまだ残るんですね。で、その特徴の一つとして、やはり留学生サポートがすごくいいです。なかなかやっぱり都市になってくると、大学の規模が大きくなるっていうのもそうなんですけれども、留学生がやってきて、離れている空港まで学生を迎えに来てくれる大学ってなかなかないんですね。で、それをリバプールでもそうですし、マンチェスターもそうですけれども、たくさんの荷物を持って初めて外国に降り立った時に、やっぱり学校のスタッフがそこにいて迎えに来てくれるっていうのはすごく心強いんじゃないかなと思います。で、プラスその留学生がやっぱり環境に慣れやすいように、友達を作りやすいようにということで、様々なアクティビティを大学側で用意してくださっているので、もちろん都会に行けばもう身の回りに何でもあるので、自分でうろうろしてということができると思うんですけれども、友達を作る機会ってそうなってしまうと、自分から積極的に話しかけないとなかなか難しいんじゃないかなと思うんですけれども、こちらの大学の場合は、大学がそのグループを作ってみんなでツアーに連れてってくださるので、やっぱりその中で一緒に初めて来たんだよねとか友達になりやすいっていうのはすごく皆さん安心なんじゃないかなと思います。